Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. All things Middle-earth here with a quick video guide on how to build Sauron, how to gear and skill him, and if you're running Sauron or not, it's important to understand how he works because he is very used in popular formations as a support character. So whether you're building your own Sauron and want to figure out how to gear him so his Deceiver can steal the most buffs, or you want to figure out how to gear your commanders so you can prevent this from happening so you're faster than him, it's really important either way. So we're going to talk about Sauron. He's more of a unique one, so I'm excited to get into it. I will say right before we jump in, and I mentioned in the last video, I'm going to try and do it a little bit more because I don't market a whole lot, but down in the description below, along with the spreadsheet we're going to look at in a second for Sauron, is the affiliate link I have for the top-up center. If you are spending in the game and you want to support the channel, you can do so by using that link. I get a small percentage of that back, which just goes to support what I do here. So if you like the content and want to see more of it happening, consider using that link for your future purchases. But let's go ahead and jump into the build. All right, now, like I said, this is going to be linked down in the description below, and you can see here in the very bottom, we have these different tabs popping up. We've done Dane so far, we've done Shadow, we've done Sistaro. Now we're looking at Sauron, working on more and more. So as you watch these videos, you can pull that spreadsheet up and just check out other commanders as well if you like. So everything's going to be here on this spreadsheet, and hopefully if you watch another one, it kind of makes sense. So you can kind of see this and understand what's going on. So we have listed out some gold, purple, and blue gear options for each of the different slots. So for the kind of normal build for Sauron, which he's going to do his kind of damage received buff, his Deceiver buff, we want to try and boost his focus as much as possible. So he has Deceiver here, which is going to increase damage that enemy formations receive by 10%, modified by the focus stat. So we want high focus on him. He also is going to run something like Gorthar, which is going to deal focus damage, which is also modified by focus. So we want to try and put as much focus as possible on him. The thing we're really going to look at is this right here that says when the battle begins, he has a 35% chance to inflict madness on the target for 1 turn. So what we're going to try and do is put some initiative on him so he goes faster than pretty much everyone and can steal buffs as early as possible. Now, it should go without saying, but I'll say it anyway, madness is already kind of a coin flip type of mechanic where characters or troops can resist the madness happening. So there's already some RNG involved, and it won't land every single time. So it definitely just gives a chance for this to happen, but I think it's still worth making sure if you can, you've geared up to make it happen as much as possible. So again, like I said, we got focus gear, and all the gear you see right here, again, the best in slot focus gear is going to be Obsidian Dagger, Grey Wizard Hat, Protection of Numenor, and the Fine Smoking Pipe, and it goes on and down the line, Mogul Blade, Swan Helm, Great Brittle East, Signet of the Barrows, so on and so forth. So again, you can see all the options here for purples and blues as well. And these set suggestions are going to be either evasive action or fortitude, or agility, which is going to give plus 10 initiative. So depending on the gear, if you can use really high focus gear with agility to boost your agility really high, then you can probably use more of the high focus gear. However, if you do not have as much of these sets to make the agility set, you might want to try and lean on more gear that boosts initiative. So down here we have a Sauron high initiative and focus gear, and this is all the gear. Again, some of it's very similar, top 2-3 gold options, but they give more initiative for Sauron, which again is going to determine how fast he can go. So we have Obsidian Dagger here, Berserker's Raiment, which is not a focus item, but it does have up to 6 initiative fully strengthened, Call of the Forest, and the Signet of the Barrows. So we still have decent focus on 3 out of 4 with high initiative on all of them. Again, agility, it's behind me here, but agility is right there as the ideal set there. So you're kind of outrunning everyone. But if you do get agility on your main set, you could probably lean a little bit more into just like optimal focus gear. So he's doing more damage and getting more focus. So Deceiver does better. But kind of where I'm at is I'm not quite able to make an agility set that's good with focus gear. So I'm using more gear that will benefit his initiative, if that makes sense. So again, I think actually I moved around a little bit, but messing with it again off the white here, we've got Call of the Forest. It's going to get up to 6 initiative. We've got Signet of the Barrows. It's going to get 3. You can use something also like the Sandclaw, which is going to get 6. It has less focus. There's lots of initiative options, but the point is look for initiative. These values will triple once they're fully strengthened, and you want to make sure that he's going to outrun this guy right here, again off the white, because that's how you're going to steal. Hopefully, White Council is kind of what we're going for with this. So anyway, that's a note on this the gear, which gets a little bit more complex than other things we've talked about. So I wanted to kind of lay out 2 different columns for this so you could see what the differences are. But at the end of the day, the best sets are going to be high focus with some initiative. An agility set helps you get there, but something like evasive action or fortitude is just overall going to be good for that formation. If you don't need the agility set and you have the good gear, then I would just run with evasive action or fortitude. So that's the gear setup. Again, the skill build here, this is going to assume R5 level 50, so you're going to have 10, 10, and 3, and we're going to go Deceiver, Gorthar, and Lord of Gifts in that order. If your Sauron is higher respect, then you're going to, be able to get to these areas faster and put more points in Lord of Gifts, so you do more focus damage. And you really only need R3, although the points required here do look at R5. But if you are someone who refunded your Sauron after 2.0 came out, like me, I don't even think my Sauron is R5, to be honest. Let me double check. My Sauron is quite literally R3, so I'll be short in Lord of Gifts. But the point is, you actually don't need him crazy high respect to have him be effective, because the big thing is Deceiver makes the enemy receive more damage, so you use him as a support with damage commanders like Dane, like Beorn, like Shadow, like Sistaro, whoever, and people often pair Sauron and Gandalf the White together as supports with that. So if you are looking for a formation for him, and maybe I'll actually add a column that says kind of suggested formations, which again, these are meant to be very simple, but they're expanding. So he's a support, and I would pair him with another support ideally, and then 2 damage commanders. That's what we're seeing a lot of success with. So anyway, that is the skill build for him there. That is the kind of gear breakdown. One more note before we kind of wrap up here, because I want to make this as quick as possible. On his Smith's Gifts, his relic item, we just been giving kind of quick pass or fails. And I am curious in the comments if others have more info to share. But for now, I think I'm going to give Sauron's Smith's Gifts a fail. Again, if you're a mega whale and you can have a bunch of them, go crazy. There's all there, the added stats, like the added focus, is not going to be a bad thing. I think Great Deception is interesting, but with them being unrefundable, you really got to be sure they're the ones you want. I think there are a lot of damage commanders who are just more meta, who are more deserving of R10. So Sauron's actually going to get a fail on his R10, at least from me, from what I've seen so far. If you're seeing something totally different, please let me know, because I'd love to make this as accurate as possible. And as always, with all these videos and guides, if you comment something and we can have a conversation and figure out a better way to do things, I'll pin comments and change things and whatever. This is sort of meant to be a kind of community funded project, if you will. So just trying to get information out there so people can have the best experience possible with 2.0. So again, that is Sauron. More Commander guide videos coming very, very soon. So stay tuned to the channel. Hit the subscribe button if you have not already, and like this video so more people can see it, all that good stuff. But I appreciate you guys. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.